onto the final part of Jak X, in which we're going to look through all the extras. Now, we have a lot of extras to go for, and not enough points to actually look at all of them without me having to go through a whole bunch of grinding. So, first of all, there's a unique one here. It's the most expensive, called hot coffee. Can you guess what it's going to be?
You're such an animal. Oh, Daxter, you're amazing.
What?
You get it? Because hot coffee usually means you get it. You obviously get it. Anyway, I'm now going to go ahead and buy a lot of the expensive shit here when it comes to these additional unlockables here that are just items. The most expensive ones happen to be the helmets, so I'm going to take care of the majority of them. And I'm going to go ahead over to these, take care of those. As you can see, all those precursor orbs I've gotten, they're really dropping down, huh? Like, just from getting hot coffee, a good amount dropped down. And just from getting all this shit here, all the rest of them are going away too. And I don't have enough to take care of, you know, the rest of this shit now. Including the vehicles, the fucking rest of the videos, and even the mirrored stuff. I can't unlock any of that yet. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and show you one trick of getting a lot of points, which is using Frozen Speedway. You use that, you put it on 10 laps, and you also customize, and this is also in exhibition mode by the way. You press square to go to advanced. Once in advanced, you gotta customize the fucking pickups and the laps. I'll put it on like Twilight or Green Sun. Yeah, let's do it on Green Sun, whatever the fuck that is. And all I have to do is deactivate everything except for the nukes. I put the shields up because I thought maybe that would be useful, you know? However, I didn't realize the AI would also use the shields, so it did hamper me from getting a lot of points. Just turn off everything except for nuke. And here's what you gotta do. Every time you start a race, don't start. Just let them drive past you. Let them have a good distance ahead. You can even see how the rubber banding works for these fucking AI from doing this. And then just grab a whole bunch of yellow until eventually the nuke pops up. Because it takes a good number of the yellow fucking like stuff here before you actually end up getting a nuke. It's kind of dumb. But there you go. It is timed. If you want to have time from activating it, you will die. It explodes on you instead. Here's the thing, if they have fucking shields on too, which they probably will, then they will die. Now here's what I was thinking when I had the shield. Because it is the only front weapon in this fucking race here, would that mean that the AI would also end up having nukes and would end up killing me and everyone else here themselves? This is my first time actually doing this, so for the most part, like, that was my thought process. That's why I brought the shield in. But as I kept going and kept doing this, and even when I didn't have the shield on, I realized that the AI never attacked me. And the reason it never attacked me is because I then find out the nuke is only a player thing. The nuke item, the nuke weapon, can only be used by the player. The AI can never get the nuke. That means that if only the nuke is in play for the entire race and nothing else, no red ammo weaponry either, that means that the AI has nothing to defend themselves with, and I can just go ahead and fucking wreck them over and over and over again constantly. Now there is one little, you know, thing they did here with this fucking yellow ammo shit. In that, if you did get a yellow ammo in that line and you used the nuke or whatever there, and then you're starting to think, well, what if I just wait here for the next nuke? You can wait, and you will end up actually gaining yourself a fucking, like... Oh, by the way. No! Supernova backfired. That's what happens when you wait for the timer. But yeah, like, if you end up just, like, waiting for yellow ammo to respawn right under you, the nuke doesn't appear again. The nuke for that entire line of yellow ammo is gone. No weaponry can be acquired from doing that shit. So you can't just, like, abuse that. You do have to keep moving and going to the next spot to get another nuke. So you can't, like, game the fucking nukes. And that's really it. That's all there is to the nuke, and that is really all there is to understanding what the grind here is. Just don't use shield, use the nuke, keep killing, 10 laps, you'll have it done. But there's a longer way and a better way, and that is using the Death Drone. It has a lot of ammo to go for, and it's a big and open track. There's one issue that you will encounter with doing this though, and that issue is you're gonna be there for a good 30 to like a fucking hour of time. Like, you're gonna be there on that track for a long fucking time. Like, just doing this shit right here, it's gonna take me over 6 minutes.
Another lap over.
But by doing the Death Drone and doing this shit on that fucking track, sure, I will get a shit ton more points out of it. It's a better grind spot. But you can tell that even then, the grind is very long, in that I'm going to be waiting for fucking hours. It's faster than going through the game in hero mode. It really is faster than doing that shit though. But yeah, by the end of this, you should also make sure to get first.
Looking good. You want some?
And here's the funny thing with all of this. As I continue moving on forward and doing this shit, you might realize that the AI is becoming more and more spread apart. And based on their positioning, they will either, like, go pretty fairly fast or very slow.
What a challenge!
And guess what? The last place becomes way too impossible to deal with. And eventually 5th place becomes too impossible to deal with either. So eventually, you're gonna have to let go of last and 5th place when it comes to these points. And yeah, once you realize all of that and you're dealing with all that shit, eventually you'll be done. And that's it. That is essentially how the grind works. Get first place afterwards, and you will have a shit ton of points, mainly from kills, because the kills give you a lot of points off the fucking get-go. And with that, with over 50 kills right there, my score is 5,000. 50 kills is enough to be a first place. And I gotta keep doing that over and over and over again to have enough fucking precursor orbs to buy everything here. And all I could buy was this. I gotta go back and grind more. So yeah, I'm gonna jump cut to me unlocking all this shit so I don't waste your fucking time. But yeah, here are all the unlockables I did get. So let me go ahead and show off all the shit we do have that's new. Some of the antennas, we have the pennant antenna, It's just a red flag. The Precursor Orb, which is a Precursor Orb. Daxter's head, it's just a model of Daxter. Clank head, it's Clank's head matching Clank. And furry dice, it's just the furry dice, which have a lot of physics to them. And yeah, there are more to it, but there you go. Helmets. Haven Skullcap. They will be appearing on the character's head. Sparker's Sand Mask. On here, though, they appear on the side. Marauder Lip Balm. Crass Brain Bucket. It's hard to see the helmets, by the way, when you're actually playing the game. And Grey Matter Hatter. We'll be seeing the rest of these later on, but yeah. It's also the wheels. There are a lot more wheels for me to unlock, and I do have a good bit of that as well. But first, here are those unlockables I got from doing other shit, mainly the specialty polycarb stuff. Like, there you go on that. I'll show off all of the parts, regardless anyway, and for every vehicle. But yeah. And here are the wheels. Over 20 wheels so far. Here are where the wheels are right now. We have Spin Meister 5s. We have the Mud P R Squid Reds. We have the Gyro Monsters. Triple Cast Ferrites. Blitz RPMs. Villa Flow Lemnants. Vortex Dreads. Quad Spun Air Plates. EDA Road Eaters. Magnesium Trifolds. Spinnerworks Heavy Metal. And depleted Eurotrax. You can barely see them, but you can see they're all going to be the same anyway, and you can kind of see them anyway, so that's the wheels right now. Let's jump cut to where I unlock some videos. Like, for instance, this blooper reel video here. I wonder what bloopers there are of this game. Let's check them out, shall we?
Next time you and your thugs want to fight, maybe you should pick on someone your own size. Pick on someone your own size. Pick on someone your own size.
My, I finally get to meet the great racer, Jak. My, I finally get to meet the great racer, Jak.
Next time you and your thugs want to fight, maybe you should pick on someone your own size.
My, I finally get to meet the great racer, Jak. My name is Razor. Maybe you've heard of me? I work for Mizo. Eventually, everyone dies.
There you are, Jak. Getting some local color? You certainly need it. You're positively pale on screen. You newbies are finally going to see what I've been talking about all along. What makes this the most watched sport in the world? Ultimate speed and complete danger. You newbies are finally going to see what I've been talking about all along. What makes this the most watched sport in the world? Ultimate speed and complete danger. Welcome back to the GT Blitz Show.
My first network assignment has been to investigate the rumored super bet on this year's big championship race.
Of course you will. And let me just say it's going to be so great working with you.
You too, Blitzman! Oops, sorry.
Why, you little bird shot!
Only half of those were actual bloopers. The other shit was like, here is the before and afters of like Razor's haircut and Blitz's actual design. Anyway, I got all of the helmets now, so Fresh Kicks is now in our thing. Wait, actually those are the wheels, right? Yeah, those are the wheels. Let me check out the Boomer shit real quickly. You know? He has front bumpers too, like new ones. Here you go. That's new front bumper. And the new trunk too. Well, two of them actually. You can barely see them, but yeah, there you go. Okay, now for the wheels. You'll see them much better here, honestly. Yes, Veritech spinners or whatever. So there you go for that one. Next up, at some more points, I'm now going to go ahead and unlock... not the art. Let's see. Commentary scenes, yeah. We're not going to see the commentary scenes, but you can tell that the commentary scenes are essentially going to be, you know, the developers giving commentary on every cutscene in the game, just like Jak 3 and 2. And also the making of movie. Let's see the making of the game.
My. Sounds like this city's terribly dangerous. Maybe we should get law enforcement to crack down.
This place don't scare us. No nasty racing gang's gonna get us to turn tail and run.
Sounds like they had you dead to rights. How did you survive?
My. Sounds like this city's terribly dangerous. Maybe we should get law enforcement to crack down.
Yeah, well, this place don't scare us. No nasty gang is gonna get us to turn tail and run.
Sounds like they had you dead to rights. How did you survive? My. Sounds like this city's terribly dangerous. Maybe we should get law enforcement to crack down.
Yeah, well, this place don't scare us. No nasty gang is gonna get us to turn tail and run.
Sounds like they had you dead to rights. How did you survive?
That should have been called the making of the opening. That's not the making of the fucking game. Also, I went ahead and got the last helmet. Yeah. So I have myself head case. I got the Otzel cranium for doing that. And it works well for this car because it's an Otzel head. So there you go. I have everything that Daxter needs for his car now. Perfect. Okay, so jump cutting now because we are now going to go ahead and check out another video as well as I believe the last of the parts, which is the antenna. That will give me full bars. And with another trophy for getting all the movies, by getting this one, we are now going to go ahead and see a breakdown of a scene. Here we go. Highlight reel.
Let's get this over with and blow this bird. Who called us here anyway?
Crew's daughter, Rain.
Crew had a daughter?
Crew? Reproduced? Ew! Can you imagine what that tub of jelly must look like?
Thank you for coming to Crass City. It looks like some didn't make it.
Ah, well.
I'm Rain. Before Father died, his wishes were simple. To have his will played for his closest associates, and for us to drink to his passing. This special vintage he kept for the very occasion, to toast his death. Here's to old friends, and to Father's untimely death. So without further delay, his message to us.
Hello, nearly friends, and mostly enemies. If you're listening to this message, then I must be dead. Oh, well. As you all know, I loved racing almost as much as I loved weapons. Alas, I never fulfilled my living dream of winning the biggest race of all, the Crass City Grand Championship. But even in death, I will field the greatest racing team ever assembled and win the biggest race on the planet. You are the best of the best, and you will race for me.
Never. Forget it.
I expect you're all riled up by now, so let me tell you why you will race, and you will win. If all went as planned, you just give a touching toast in my honor. Sorry to say, I put poison in that special vintage. Quite unsporty, am I right?
Father!
This is where Rain probably gets upset. Sorry, dear. It's a slow-acting poison, or you'd already be dead. You have just enough time to finish this year's racing season. If you race for me and win, my associates will provide you each with an antidote to the poison. Simple, eh?
What the hell did you do to us? Please, I didn't know. I drank it too. Father never did play favorites.
Yeah? Well, your father's crazy.
We're all crazy for coming here.
I think she's telling the truth.
Well, it's been 1 minute, so I figure by now you're all arguing about how to get out of this mess. My advice is trust no one. Win the race and save yourselves.
Jak, next time you invite me to one of your little parties, don't!
We can do this. We can race. And we can beat Crew at his own game.
Father bought us the best mobile racing garage money can buy, and each of you has a racing car waiting. We're in this together, so let's get to it.
You can tell the voice actor for Crew really had a great time playing his role. Had a lot of fun doing this shit. Anyway, we now have all the bombshell unlocked, but now it's time for the vehicles, the concept art, and the mirror modes. So, jump cut, here's Metalhead Trophy. Very nice. It's like a Metalhead head, I guess. And now it's time for the art. Yeah, I'm gonna buy all of them. Let's have a look, shall we? Have the vehicles first. So, yeah. The art here isn't too great. Also, the Bobcat. Stun off the Bobcat. I love that. I love how it's called the Bobcat, by the way. Like, I'm cool with that. But, yeah. There's the Panther. They're all based on fucking cat names, surprisingly. So, what do I think about Jak series as a whole? Like, what do I think about all of Jak and Daxter so far with before the PSP game? Well, I still like Jak 1, even though... Oh, look, it's a wolf. It's a dog now. I still like Jak 1, even though it's very basic, but its simplicity and its originality of being, like, solely a platformer game was actually kind of fun and soothing and relaxing. I enjoy it. And ultimately, I feel like that is, like, the most solid game. The less glitchy game. Where everything just feels right. It's also the easiest game. Also an Akira reference right there. That's nice. But, yeah, then Jak 2 comes, and I will admit that Jak 2 is still ultimately the best game of the entire series. Here are the backgrounds, by the way. It is ultimately the best of the series, Jak 2, but it is also the most bullshit to deal with 100% wise, even just being it wise. It's not fun to me. Like, I'll admit it's the best, but I don't like it that much. I like the story a lot, and I like the gun mechanics, but getting through a lot of the missions, including the sewer mission shit, was the most fucking annoying shit possible. I hated going through a lot of the stuff. And quite frankly, I don't want to play Jak 2 ever again. I would love to play Jak 1 again sometime if I ever felt like it, if I ever really wanted to. But Jak 2, no, I never want to play that game again. Same with Jak 3, really. I never want to play Jak 3 again. And the reason for that is because it's in the middle ground, and it's a really good fucking middle ground to be in. But a lot of it was weaker than Jak 2 and 1. Like, a lot of the puzzle platforming and shit was weaker, and a lot of the abilities were weaker. And on the other side, the action shit, even the action was weaker. They had more focus on the racing, which would be more focused on completely on Jak X here. But the racing segments were not very good. They were just kind of there, and they existed, and they had some shit to it, but it was never really that great. It was better in Jak X, but this fucking port was god-awful. This port really ruined Jak X really badly. And even then, even if I did play the PS2 version, like the actual original version of Jak X, instead of this, I would still put it way low, because a lot about this game is fine. It really is. It's majorly boring after a while, and the only saving grace is the multiplayer, which this port does not have, because it got rid of it, unfortunately, which sucks. But even then, even if it had the multiplayer, the biggest downfall of this game is the connection between the story and the game. Because it has the most huge disconnect away from the story this game does. Like, so much about the story just did not connect with Jak X at all. And it was a colossal fucking mess that just aggravated me more than anything. Here's the characters, by the way. I hated the story in this game. It is the weakest story of all of the Jak games. In my honest opinion so far, before playing Lost Frontier. This is the weakest one. And it's mainly because it did not work with the game. It was there, but when it came with the game, it just did not work at all of the game, and you could just get rid of the story entirely, and the game would not change at all. Which, it just makes you question what the point of the fucking story was. And as for Daxter, it's better than this game, but I don't think it's that great. I find it to be like the side story thing, really, and I don't find it to be that fun or enjoyable either in the end of the fucking thing. So, it's worse than the main 3, but it's better than Jak X. So the only thing left for Jak X to compete against is Lost Frontier. And if I end up liking Lost Frontier more than this game, then get ready for some fucking ranting, guys. Get ready for some shit, alright? A lot of people hate Lost Frontier, and I have yet to actually experience that game. So, we're gonna see just how bad that game's gonna be. Anyway, this is all the characters, this is all the arts. Not much compared to the previous games. And now it's time for the vehicles. The Sand Shark and the Naughty Dog. But first, mirror tracks. I got a lot of points now from doing the fucking, for going ahead and actually doing the Death Drome shit. And each of these has achievements. Why so salty for Sand Shark, and for Naughty Dog, it is Unleash. Yeah, Unleash the Beast. Let's check out the ride, shall we? This is the last rides of the game. And also check out Adventure Mode in Mirrored. Because we unlocked the Mirrored Mode here for that one. So let's check that out as well. So, the Sand Shark is essentially the same Sand Shark from Jak 3. It hasn't changed at all, really. But it is the best vehicle when it comes to defense. It has the best gearbox and armor. So it's the strongest vehicle of the game. The Naughty Dog is the most average, but unique looking. It's basically Naughty Dog's just special vehicle. You know, it has their logo on everything. And that's it. I'll use the Sand Shark for this one. There's no good reason for me to do so, but I'll show it off anyway. And I'll show off Mirrored Mode, which really is just... the entire track is mirrored. Like, that's it. We're now looking at it from the other side. That's mirrored. There's nothing else to it. I won't show normal mirrored mode because it's basically the same thing as this. But there you go. So all that's left is to essentially show off the hero mode, a little bit of it at least, and the fucking rest of the unlockables. So let's cut off right here for this, because you've already seen this map before. Let's go into hero mode. Hero mode, in order to use it, you have to save a profile. I'm going to choose a random profile. I'm going to call myself Xin Hero. I wanted to call myself the full name Xindictive here because look at the bar. It's a long bar. So you would think it would have a lot of room. It doesn't. Its characters are actually don't even go close to halfway. This bar is way too big for the fucking characters you are allowed to have. So, yeah, I call myself Xin Hero. And here are the differences of hero mode. When you save your profile for this thing on the very right will turn into hero mode to let you know you're on hero mode. All of the unlockables you have unlocked are now locked again. All the shit you've done beforehand is locked again. You're back on 0. And the only real difference here is the AI is much more unforgiving. However, I believe your stats stay, and you do get to keep all of your precursor ults from before. And if you're doing hero mode, and you really want to beat it, do not, I repeat, do fucking not buy anything here. The shit here does not increase either. By the way, there's no additional extras. But at this point, if you're going no stats on this shit, you're not going to win. You're not going to get first in any of these, really. You might get lucky, but for the most part, the AI here is going to be much faster than you because they're on the upgrade stats shit. They're expecting you to be, at this point, having vehicles that are near max upgrade for their shit. Mainly in the speed. You can go further about the armor shit, really. But ultimately, you want the speed. They're also bigger assholes on the fucking weapons they have. Because they'll usually have the shields and the fucking good shit at a much better chance than you ever will. And they are a lot more fucking better at using that shit than you will ever be. Like, every weapon, they'll be better at using it than you are. They will almost get a hit on you every fucking time. The only exception, if you're moving around, is the machine gun and the grenades. But that's if you're really moving around. If you're not, they'll fucking get you. In case you're wondering, I don't win in this one. Using nukes here is great and all, but even then, it's not going to help you out much. Because again, everyone here is much faster than your default stats. You cannot rely on default stats for this anymore. You can for the original fucking mode. For the first go, you can. But for this new game plus shit, if you don't have your fucking turbo and engine stats to near full for this first race at least, you're not winning this. I think the only addition afterwards is that when you do get first, you do get, like, more orbs. Like, they doubled the orbs that you get. So, by the time you get into the last cup when you're doing those races, you'll have, like, 20,000 for every win. Which is great. But compared to the grind, it is much slower. And you still have to go through the obnoxious fucking shit races and all the boring shit you've already done. And you gotta deal with a much more unforgiving AI. Outside of that, the requirements for shit like rush hour and such do not change. Nice move there. All the scores for that, I'm pretty sure, actually stayed the same. So, yeah, like, there's nothing else about this, and really there's nothing else to this mode. If you beat this mode, you get nothing else out of it. There's no extra ending or whatever for doing this. Hero mode gives you nothing. This hero mode is really the worst hero mode of the entire game in the rewarding sense, because it's the least rewarding. It doesn't have any reward. All it does is give you a much harder version of the entire game you've been going through already, and that's it. Outside of that, there's nothing else to this, and you get nothing else out of this. So, yeah. This sucks. This legitimately sucks.
Lots of smash and bash out there.
And I'm never going to do hero mode for this fucking game. Especially on the PS4 version. There's no point to it. So fuck you. I'm not fucking doing it. I'll show you me getting second here, and that's it. Fuck hero mode. Right. So now I'm going to go ahead and show off all the unlockables now. I'm going to go through every vehicle and show off all their parts, and that's it. Or is it? Or is it the end here? Because this fucking, you know, all these Jak games on the PS4 do have platinum trophies. Including Jak X, and we did not get our platinum trophy yet. That's because I left the final 4 trophies for last, because they're all about the stats. In order to get all 4 of these last trophies, you need a total of at least 50% of every stat point for those specific stats. They're all separate. So, I'm going to show you a trick. I'm going to show you a trick which is going to make this much more easier on you. Because I don't want you to go and grind for what is essentially going to be fucking 2 to 3 million points. Yes. You need a fuck ton of precursor orbs to get all the stats you need. To save you the trouble, I'm going to show you a certain amount of precursor orbs I already have after this, after all the grinding. And I'm then going to essentially show you the trick that you're going to be doing. Before you do this, I want you to do one thing. Make 2 save slots. Make your current one, and make a backup. There's a reason why. And the reason why is because if you want to do this trick, you have to do this. It's an exploit, in a sense, in order to get these trophies. It has no good purpose if you want to get all the stats anywhere and keep them, because it resets the stats. But the trick should be obvious to you at this point now, but I will go through and show you it anyway, just to let you know how it's going to go. But right now, here are all the parts that we've unlocked. We couldn't really put them on for the stuff in Class 1 and 2, but now I am going to do that. We get to see all the unique parts. And that's really it. That really is it for Jak X. If not for that fucking trophy shit, that would be the end of this part. I would show the trophies, I would show the platinum, and that's it. But because I had to grind in order to get these precursor orbs to upgrade 50% overall of a certain stat 4 times to get these 4 trophies in order to get the fucking platinum, it's annoying. It's really annoying. But I've now shown you everything. at least everything I can show you on the PS4 version. There's obviously the multiplayer, which, you know, it has the usual modes that you saw there that you can play with in multiplayer with your friends and shit. And I believe there's like an online ranking thing too, I think. But, yeah, like, overall, no real point. No real fucking point to any of this shit. Overall, this game has just been not very fun for me to play through. Mainly the PS4 port has been very not fucking fun. But the game itself, even without the PS4 faults, like, it's not that enjoyable. And after a while, the disconnect between the story and the fucking game becomes way too heavy. Also, this vehicle is the only one that has like a rear bumper thing. It's the only one with a rear bumper in the entire fucking game. So yeah, that's really it. I have nothing more to say now because what else can I say? It's just parts. A lot of the parts look good for the car. A lot of them kind of look shit. Like that one looks like shit. Like, makes it look much smaller, which it shouldn't be. It also makes it look more, you know, less shielded in a sense, which it's not very good. But yeah, that's it. That's really all of the game. All I have left is to show you the trick. Get these 4 trophies. Show you the 4 trophies. And then just show the trophies as a whole and then end the part there. This will also mean it's the last time that you'll ever see, like, Naughty Dog's take on Jak. Because Naughty Dog would move on from Jak to make Uncharted. They wanted to go into a more mature sort of thing. So they went with sort of copying off of Tomb Raider with their own Tomb Raider, with Uncharted. Which, I actually like Uncharted. Like, Naughty Dog have done really well with their, you know, main 3 series. The Crash games, the original 3 Crash games of CTR are great, even though the original 3 have not aged well, and even with the, you know, the remaster one, whatever the fuck it was called again. Inside Trilogy, that's right. Even with that, it hasn't aged that well. I'm not a huge fan of it anymore. And I still have to do Nitro Fueled. I'll do Nitro Fueled after Lost Frontier, okay? I'll do CTR Nitro Fueled after Lost Frontier. I have heard good things about Nitro Fueled, and I've also witnessed really, really shitty things from Activision on the fucking game. And I also missed out on a whole bunch of the whole Grand Prix shit, but, I don't fucking care, honestly. I just want to play the games. So, yeah, that's all the vehicles. So now it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the trick. The trick being, the 2 save files you have. I'm going to save over those 2 save files right now. They've gone ahead and, you know, update all the vehicles. And now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tune all these motherfuckers up. So, I'm going to start off with, I believe, the highest one, or the lowest one, whatever. I'm gonna go Gearbox first. Okay. Gearbox has like the lowest amount you need to actually put points in for. Every single one of them requires them to at least go up to 5 points. But then a certain number must be at 6. A certain number of vehicles must go and go to 6. Some vehicles will already be at that 5 for some of these stats. Will already have a maximum that goes way too, like, it blocks off before it can get to 5. You'll have to, you know, work around that essentially. And for the most part, you gotta put all the vehicles at 5 points for a stat. And then you must go through each one backwards, put an additional 6 stat in, until eventually you get the trophy. That is how you do this. This is why I have so many precursor orbs. Like, at least up to 500,000, like close to 500,000, 400,000. You need that much to actually, like, get this shit done. It's always a precaution, really. Because you're going to be spending a lot of points, mainly on the engine stats, which is the most expensive out of all the stat points. But yeah, you just do this until eventually you get the trophy, and then you just get out of this fucking menu, go to your profiles, load up the other profile, your backup save, and then use that to save over the one that you put stats on. And then you start going for the next set of stats, and the next, and the next. And that's the trick. So yeah. Nothing more else to it. You just do that until eventually you're done. So, you know, I will be doing Naruto Philadelphia Lost Frontier. I will go ahead and do that. There will be some things to it that I'll be doing. Some, you know, some things I want to do considering I already did CTR. Like, I'm going to just not show you certain things because if you want to see it, watch the CTR fucking Let's Play. It has not changed. Otherwise, you know, I'll show the new shit. But, yeah. Outside of that, I mean, the Jak series has been great, but it really had a lot of downfalls. And also, there you go, that's the first one. Swift Shifter. I'm now gonna go ahead and jump cut for all the other trophies. But yeah, like, Uncharted, I feel it was a solid fucking series from the beginning to the end, honestly. And it ended. Crash and Jak never actually ended. Uncharted did. Which, thank fuck. Also, all jacked up. Nice. That, I believe, was the engine. Here's the turbo, giving you Adrenaline Junkie. And lastly, the final trophy to unlock, the armor. Road Resilience, which now gives me the Platinum Trophy, King of the Road. And that's it. But yeah, Uncharted I found to be a good series. Now they're doing Last of Us, which I don't like. I find it boring and meh. And they're doing a part 2 to that now, so, Anyway, here are all the trophies. We have now 100%ed Jak X. And we have now done the ports for the PS4 of these games. For most people, this is where their experience of Jak ends. They might go and play Daxter on an emulator, but a lot of people, a lot of fans, recommend avoiding the Lost Frontier. They don't like it. they find it to be the worst of the series. They find it to be an absolute fucking abysmal game for the entire franchise. But unfortunately, I can't end this entire marathon out until I do all of the Jak series. So, next time, I'll be going through and doing The Lost Frontier. I will play through the PSP version, but for the cutscenes, I will show the PS2 version. Because they're the better version of the cutscenes. They're the better quality stuff. But the PSP version is the least slow, least buggy version, and the better looking version overall of the game. So, next time, Jak and Daxter: The Lost Frontier. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then.